Hello, welcome to Skaterdudegaming. In this series, I'll be creating builds that require no legendary perks or mods. I'll create a build around a weapon that's paired with easy to find armor and show you where to find the weapon plans. This series is meant to set a base build tailored around an idea that can easily be expanded upon as you level up and unlock your legendary perks and mods. So with that being said, well, let's jump right into it. So for getting this plan, you get a 10% chance at getting it in patrol duty. You also get a 4.55% chance in getting it in missing persons, and a low chance in supplying demands if you complete the optional sunken valuables task. But this plan isn't available at any vendors, so you'll have to find it in a loot box in the Toxic Valley or the Forestry. Slightly more difficult than most of the other weapons, but it is definitely worth it. And for this extra plan that I have, I am going to give it away to one of my subscribers. So if you comment the video and subscribe to my channel, you'll have a chance to win this plan. I'll be giving it away in a few days. Now let's go ahead and check out our weapon and armor. We're going to start with our armor. I have two sets of armor that I'm going to be running these experiments with. And with this set of armor, it's going to be our combat armor with shadowed to help with our sneaking, ultralight build to help with our AP on all 5 pieces. So, and then if you don't have combat armor, I went ahead and just built a leather armor set. I'm doing the shadowed leather as well with the ultralight build just to get the extra sneak and the action points since we can't use legendaries in this build series. Alright, so with our weapon, we're running a vicious capacitor for the hipfire accuracy and critical damage. We're running a stabilized sniper barrel because it's not going to give us the best VATS accuracy and AP cost, which is actually going to help us with damage. Stabilized stock because it's not going to lower our damage and raise our VATS or AP, lower our AP cost. And we're running number cruncher, so we're going to want that high AP cost. So stabilized stock. We went ahead with a long recon scope. Just very versatile. Gyro compensated lens. Beam splitter is coming up in a future episode, so stay tuned for that. The beam focus. Out of the beam focuser, it just seems like this one's probably the best. So I went ahead with that one, and you can do whatever paint. It's not going to affect anything. So with this build, we're going to want to cripple our target's limbs as fast as possible. And so we're going to do 75% range damage to crippled targets. And this is how we're going to get our high damage. So we have this as a defensive perk. We have scatter shot to do 20% damage to all the limbs. It's going to help synergize with easy target. Number cruncher is going to synergize with our weapon because that's why we built our weapon with such high AP cost. And we do smart shot because you're going to use VATS, but you're also going to want to shoot your weapon normally. And so I like to be able to use my scope because this is a sniper gun. It makes it fun. Concentrated fire is just going to help you shoot in the head. Life Giver is a defensive perk, helps with your HP. Got another defensive perk here. Starch Genes, because we are going to use mutations in all of these builds. Inspirational, because this is a high intelligence build, so I'm building this so you can learn how to, or so you can level up and expand on these builds with legendary perks and mods. Strange in Numbers, just to help our mutations. Tenderizer, I like Tenderizer because once you hit a target, it does make your target weaker or make it take more damage, and it's just a go-to perk I enjoy. First aid is going to be one of your defensive perks, or maybe a support perk. It's a good one. It's just we're going to want a lot of intelligence to get your level up higher, and so it's just a filler perk. But you can do whatever you would like. Science is a must though, because this is a high intelligence build. We're going to be able to do a little extra damage with our sniper rifle. And this is a really must perk. Batteries included is another one that you don't really need, but is a quality of life perk, and it's just a filler perk for our intelligence for it being so high. White Knight and Gunsmith, same thing. We have good with Salt because even though in these series of testings, I'm not gonna be running any buffs, but any buffs does help, and I find that your buff spoils pretty quickly. So covert operative, because we're gonna want that extra sneak damage. It really helps. Gunslinger is gonna help with our weak spot damage when we're using VATS and shooting in the head. So our small gun. So this is really our another one of our must perks, is because we're gonna be wanting to do that extra limb damage and stagger, because we are in this series we're not running very good armor. You're gonna want to slow down your enemies quickly, and obviously the limb damage just helps with staggering our enemies, and it's gonna and to crippling our limbs, not staggering. My apologies. And that's when this perk is going to play in. So evasive is another one of our defensive perks that you could swap out for something else, but I like it. Escape artist is going to help with our sneak, and our sneak is also how we're going to get so much damage. Better criticals is for getting better crits. This is a VATS crits build with sneak damage. It works great, but you can also aim with it. I like Ricochet because it's a great defensive perk. It also, since we don't have the maximum amount of damage you could get, it helps with just killing our enemies shooting at us. Class freaks, because we're always running mutations. Level 50, you should have mutations. Critical savvy. I like it just because it helps with our crit meter. Alright, and that'll wrap up our perks. Okay, before we get into testing, I would like to show you the effects. I have well rested, well tuned, but I'm running bird bones, eagle eyes, egghead, herbivore, marsupial, speed demon, and I'm not running any extra anything else. We're just running the laser rifle and our base armor. Now let's go on and get in there. Keep in mind this is going to be a sneak build. So I want to sneak through here. But shoot them in the head, 1396. 2000. Crazy. Crazy. No mods, no special mods, no extra perks. Easy. Two shots. Four shots for a legendary. Like 3 shots for a...
Mindless human, you will pay.
Yeah, not too bad, right? Alright. Let's go check out another spot. Alright, let's try a ground hunt. One of my favorite locations. 1675. Wanted to try to get just a shot on her head just to see. $468. 2 shots on that one. Okay. Ooh. Quick reload. We will finish her off. Yeah, not too bad. Alright, guys. We're gonna finish this off with killing the Deathclaw at Deathclaw Island. But it's a Deathclaw. And that'll wrap up the laser gun testing. And thank you for watching. Please comment and like the video. And I will see you in the next one.